Hello friends, welcome back to virtual session, and in today's session we are going to discuss about dynamic applets using threads. Now what exactly mean by dynamic applets? Dynamic applets means up till now we discuss about the applet. There we got the point that applet is Java's applications which runs on the browser. Means like whenever you are planning to design an application which is browser compatible and you want to represent the data in the format of like graphical visualizations, at the same time it's a combination of images. While discussing applet, I discuss you the thing that okay, applet consists paint method and we import AWT library to draw and sketch the things, right? To means like if you want to represent the data in the format of drawing, in the format of graphics, in the format of images, right? Then then the applet is useful and it's a browser compatible applications. But now in today's session, and we are discussing about dynamic applets. Means we try to give some movements to it, right? We try to, because prior all the applets were static in nature. They were able to design the graphics, able to represent the graphics, but they were not have a dynamic in nature. They were not, their movements were not there. They were static. They were not dynamic. After that we discuss about the threads. What we understand the point in threads, that thread is a technique by which we can develop a parallel processing. Means like your main is also a thread, but when you branch the control from main to the various methods, then it is like a batch processing. Means if you transfer the control from main to any method F1, then main stop functioning and the control will be diversify to the F1, and if you like after processing that F1, it will again back to the main, and if you call to the F2, again the same story. But imagine the situations, instead of transferring the control, if you have the mechanism of diversifying the context, if you have a mechanism of diversifying the context, thread is useful for diversifying the context. Means instead of defining method F1, F2, F3, F4, if I define the threads F1, F2, F3, F4, then you need to just by default main thread is going to start, and then you need to start these all the F1, F2, F3, F4 threads. Then instead of batch processing, now there is a parallel processing. It means instead of control transfer, now the context get transferred to the F1, F2, F3 and F4, and they are with like just to understand this. For example, if you are working on Windows and you are parallelly performing some operations with the Excel, MS Word, you are playing certain games, you are browsing some sites, right? And you are updating, you are editing some Word document also. So these all the tasks you can perform at once. Means at once only you are able to perform one task, but that rest tasks are not supposed to be closed, right? It will be on the, it will goes to the background. Means on the foreground you have only one applications, but rest applications are not closed. They are performing their own task in the background, and in this way it become a multitasking system, right? And it is only possible using threads over there. Now in the similar manner, let us understand the first dynamic applet. Let us understand that you design the applet where you want to print Axiom Tech Guru Private Limited on the applet window, in the graphical applet window, and it scrolls its data from X position to Y position continuously. Now in such situations, quickly a solution arises in our mind that okay, why we not set the for loop for the coordinate of X to certain values and then G dot drawstring that X and Y. But do you know that one point that if you try and perform these operations of like scrolling the text on the applet window using for loop, what will happen? For loop is going to process everything at one stroke. It means there is no delay time. It will perform the entire task from 1 to infinity, 1 to the end point. It means, try and understand one point, that if one person directly visualize you, view you, get views to you on the end point, it doesn't means, or it doesn't like give you the idea that he walks from X point to X plus end point. Are you getting my point? How person looks walking from one point to another point, that initially he will be on one point, after some time interval, at the blink of something, he left his previous positions and shift to the next position. Again the same stroke, same thing will happen. Means a person will look like he is walking from one point to another point, where he will be viewed at one point, then some movements will be there, and then previous position will be wiped out and he will be viewed at the another point. And if continuously after some interval, if you can able to demonstrate this view, then probably you can able to animate the thing that the person walks from the X position to the end position. But if you directly show that person to the end position, just like in the for loop, then how you can demonstrate that okay, that particular scrolling effect on the text? You understand the point? So hence, by setting off a for loop, it won't perform the things. Then what is the logic behind that? What we can do? Now obviously, if you are designing an applet, then we have a pent method where we can use it like drawstring. But in drawstring, this X and Y are dynamic. Means we will initialize it firstly, there we apply the threading logic. Means what is the use of thread logic? When you run the thread, we studied in the threading over there. When we run the thread, then the context will be diversified. It will process for some time interval and go to sleep, go to background, right? So another task will be performed over there, and again will resume back, right? So in the paint, if you can draw a man on the X position, right, with some like movements over there, when you go to the run, right, you can dynamically change that X position, right, and again switch back to the paint. So this dynamic X and Y will give the movement to that particular man walking from X point to end point, and then you can set the programming conditions and all. Got your point clear? So the same thing I am trying to explain today, how I can construct the dynamic applets using threads, right? First of all, I'll be giving you the glimpse of the logic what I am applying. Means like I will writing public class dynamic applet extends applet and implements enable. As I already explained to you that if you want to perform threading logic then your class need to be derived from or extend from thread. But here in this case we have two type of things are there. Our class need to extend from applet, and as multiple inheritance is not allowed in Java, you cannot extend your class from at the same time from applet comma thread. So in such situations I explain you that you need to take help of the interface, and to perform threading logic using interface, we have an interface called as runnable. It also provides you the abstract of method called as run, which you need to implement in the current code. So hope you got the point. Public class dynamic applet extends applet because we want to produce the dynamic applet. Dynamic applet means some movements, some animations. The ball is moving from one position to another position, man is walking from one position to another position, text is scrolling from one position to another position continuously. That is called a dynamic. Up till now, whatever the applets we design, that all applets were static in nature. They were not performing any animations. Now, but here in this case, my applets will able to perform the animations for that. We'll be firstly discussing very simple example. I just want to scroll a text on the applet window from particular position to particular position, right? So public class dynamic applet extends applet implements runnable, and here I need to declare a variable of a thread and declaration of x and y coordinates. Now thread means obviously as it's the applet code over there, so I cannot start the thread in the main because applet don't consist main, right? So probably I will be needing three methods over here. One is initialization, public void init, where the applet codes get initialized. Then we have a public void pend, where the applet get pent and it requires graphics argument. And then the third method I will be needing, that is run, where I will define the threading logic. Here it's a pent, right? So in each, what you need to do, you first of all initialize the x and y values, right? Means like the coordinate position of that particular default, like from here it need to start. X may be 100 and you have a y again may be 100. You initialize x and y coordinates for that particular string, the base value, and after that you create the thread object. T equals to new thread. While applying threading logic using runnable interface, we need to create the instance of thread, and here you need to pass on the, this means current object, means like it's a object of this current applet, and then by using object of thread class you have to give a call to the start, and start gives a call to the run, that we refer to the threading sessions again if you having difficulties to understand these steps, right? Okay, here obviously when you give a call to the start, directly give a call to the run, right? In run you have to specify, okay, if the coordinate value of x goes to beyond some limit, here you have to partly think about terminations, then x equal to back to the 100, or you can, if from the starting position, if your x value reaches to something, then you reverse back something. So that sort of things are there, because you want to produce the dynamic effects. If the value, this is the terminations, if the value of x more than 600, back to 100, and otherwise and then like give a sleep time of certain interval, and it has to be continuous, so you have to write the while loop over here, right? And then this with this updated value, you have to update the value x plus equal to value, and repent. Repent will again give a call to the pend. Repent will again give a call to the pent, and then here as you are using a sleep method over here, you need to catch the exception, that is interpret exceptions. Catch interrupted exception. As well as you catch the Excel exception, right? And then in a public void pent, if you can z dot draw string, the actual string, and then this dynamic x and y. In static applet, we specify the coordinates of x and y, so axiom will be printed only on the specific x and y. But here in this case, it gives a call to the run firstly. It will check the value of x. If it is not more than 600, then go to the sleep for 500 milliseconds. Update the value of x by 50, right, and repent it. Right, repent it means with this updated values of x, again it is going to basically value of x you increment by 50, and then again you call to the pent. So in pent, with this updated values of x and we are only updating the value of x, that dynamic value of x is applicable over here, and axiom will be that particular string will be scroll from the 100 position to the 600 position and again back to the 100. This is the effect continuously it will perform to develop a dynamic applet for using thread over there, right? So it instead of static printing that particular string, now we have a dynamic string which scrolls from specific position to specific positions. Hope you understand that, right? So let us go for the implementation of this particular code. In NetBeans, I am going to create a project in Java by the name of dynamic applet, right? Maybe you are writing dynamic applet using thread, dynamic applet, and then here in you have to give the import packages, import java.lang.star, because you are using threading logic. Then import java.awt.star, because you need a graphical library to draw something. Then you have a import, you have to import java.applet.star, because you are developing an applet. And here public class dynamic applet extends applet and implements runnable, right? You have to extend your class from applet and implement the runnable interruption. Now here, as you are developing an applet, you will need to write the 3 methods, because we studied in the applet life cycle, before giving call to the pent, applet need to be initialized. So init is a method you need to override. Then you need to override the method called as paint, which requires graphics as an argument, right? And then as you want to develop a dynamic applets, you have to override the method called as run. Run method is actually like abstract method in runnable interface, right? And paint and init, these are the life cycle of an applet. Now what is the requirement over here? As I already explained you have to like create the object of t, thread t, and dynamic x and y, okay, coordinates. for scrolling text, right? And then whenever this applet get initialized, you initialize the value of x equal to maybe 100, y equal to maybe whatever the value you want to, 200, t equals to new thread, and pass on the object of current application, and then t dot start. Clear? So it's runs user calls to run, right? And then in run, as I already explained you, okay, first of all you have to go with the try catch block. Why you are going for try catch block? Because you are going to apply a logic of threading, and you are going to give a call to the sleep method, and sleep method throws an exceptions called as interrupted exceptions. And apart from this, if any exceptions are there, then it need to be catched by the general exceptions exception. Right? And in the run logic, here we are implementing threading logic. What's the threading logic over there? X is already set to 100, Y is set to 200. Here horizontally you want to scroll the text, right? So you do one thing, means like some text will be scrolled horizontally and some text will be scrolled vertically also, sort of. Okay, so we'll do one thing. If X more than 600, then X become 100. As well as if Y, we start with 200, so why we have to increase vertically. So if Y more than maybe 600, Y again back to, we'll basically do one thing, we'll start with 100 only. Y will again back to 100, right? So initially, as we know, the value of X is 100 and value of Y is also 100. So once you call to the run, you increment value of X by 50 and increment value of Y by also by 50. 50 increments over there. And if X become X more than 600, X equal to 100, Y more than 600, Y equal to also again become 100, because one string will travel from this position, right? Like I'll explain you the things over there. Like basically, Y has to be fixed for scrolling the text, okay, from here, right? So okay, I'll help you out about these things and what I'm doing. And then what you have to do? Thread dot sleep, right? And how much milliseconds you want to sleep that thread? That is 500. And then with these updated values, you have to repend. Repend will gives a call to pend again, and that is repend, right? And then we have the catch blocks, right? And here, as we need to continuously try this, we need to actually go for while loop, while true. Every time update the value of Okay, this is while loop, while true, then this is end of try, and then we have a catch blocks, and this is here you have end of run, and here one extra closing block was there. Here we can even able to, this is end of try, right? Here it's the end of run, and here it's the end of class. Now let us go for the paint over there, because in paint these dot set background for the background color dot cn is the color what we are preferring. Then we go with the font, f equals to new font Arial font dot bold, the size of the font maybe 10, 20, whatever, 10. G dot set font and the object of font, G dot set color dot red, and G dot drawstring the string is your axiom, and the accent initially axiom will print x with the fix y, right? Because y will be, let's say, 200, and then Z dot drawstring take guru. Here we will fix the x, that is 400, and y will pick it as a that like y will be the vary. Because what I am planning to do, that axiom will travel from left to right and take guru will travel from top to left, top to down at a unit time. So for that reason, if you want to horizontally scroll the positions, then x is varying, x position is varying, because x coordinates travels is a horizontal coordinates and y are the vertical coordinates, right? And every time the value of x will be incremented and y will be incremented, and once x reach to more than 600, it will back to 100, and when y will reach to more than 600, it will back to 100 again. Clear? And this is the way how you can able to like generate the dynamic applet. Let us try this, right? Look here. Okay, I'll just want to increase the size of it. Axiom is scrolling from left to right and take guru is scrolling from top to bottom. Once x coordinate reaches more than 600, it back to 100, and when the y coordinate again goes more than 600, it again back to the like y equal to 100. At least this way, this simple example will give you the idea how we can construct the dynamic applet. You get my point clear? So again we'll switch back to the code. What I did, I developed a project called as dynamic applet, which extends applet, implements runnable. I'm having a thread and dynamic xy. Here I initialize the coordinates of x and y, thread and start, and I'm having like paint logic. Let us say if you want to draw the circle over here, Draw oval. Field oval. Now X, you want to have a that circle need to be traveled horizontally. Let's say X is, and you fix out Y. To be 400 with a width of 100. Okay, and try this. A ball will move from a fixed position with axiom. Right? In the similar manner, if you z dot set color dot maybe something orange, and you fill the oval, and you have fixed X, let's say 400, or let's say 200, and Y you vary. Yeah? So let us see how you get the result. Right? So I hope you understand my point, what I am trying to explain to you. That you want to give a dynamic nature to your application. Right? So here I import java.lang, awt.star, applet.star, public class dynamic applet, extends applet, implements enable, and then here I initialize the XLY, create the object instance of a thread, and start it. Now whenever you create the instance of a thread, it gives a call to the run. Run provides actually the logic of parallel processing. Just try and understand one point, that you cannot able to design this application by just simply define a for loop and the incremented coordinates you pass on to the drawstring. You try to do it, you never get the result. Means you have to give a call to the pend, update the values dynamically through the thread by giving some sleep time to the particular thread, and again repend. In this way you can, because if you give a call to the pend and for loop is within the pend over there, it will never able to repend. Are you getting the point clear? So the context has to diversify from pend to run, right? Process the logic of run for a particular time interval, and again divert context back to the pend, and again diverse back to the run, and this is the continuous process how we can able to develop the dynamic effects. Hope you understand this, right? So by using the applet and the threading logic, we can able to develop the animations using applet over there. Here hope you understand the logic of run. Why we require try catch block, because we are using a exception sleep method, and it throws the exceptions called as interpret exceptions. So in while true means continuously we have to develop this effect, right? It has to be continuous, not for the every time it has to be scroll from one position to another position. If you reach it to the end limit, again back to something. This is what the thing. You can further, by enhancing this logic, I am just giving the basics of it. By enhancing this logic, you can even able to develop the better animations, like games also you can able to produce by using this applet over there, right? Hope you understand this. And if you have any difficulties to understand, again you revisit the sessions of applet, threading, how we implement the threading by using interface, and by the combination of applet designing and the threading, you can able to develop the dynamic applets, right? Hope you understand this. Thank you.